Have you ever seen the cruelness of the world and wondered if you could be the one to make a change? Well, you can. You could help millions if you are an activist. Activists can impact the world just with one person. They can be anyone, not even a famous person. Activists need to be willing to break the rules to find true justice. You can become an activist by doing these few things. Number 1, find a cause. Number 2, start raising awareness. And number 3, begin your movement. The thing about activism is that it's not a one and done deal. You can't have one march or speech and be like, oh, I've done really good. I had all my job done. I'm done. I'm finished. The truth about activism is it'll be there as long as there are problems in society. Take child labor, for example. America has already abolished child labor, but the world hasn't. All over China, Pakistan, Iran, Africa, and more, children are working in factories with harsh living and working conditions. The main places where child labor occurs is where poverty levels are the highest. These kids are sold by their families for less than $12 US. Their parents are lied to them and told to do things like easy work, no harm, lots of food, and then we'll come home. To their disappointment, their parents never see the children again. The children go to factories where they are threatened not to leave, lied to, and abused. If a child falls asleep, they are slashed on the head, beaten, or starved. These children are fed 2 meals a day tops. The only food they get is bad and only enough to keep them alive. The factory owners do this so that the children's hands are small for a long time. If sick, the children are still forced to work, and if extremely sick, they are sent home and soon die. The children mostly work in carpet factories and risk their lungs by floating fuzz in the air, which makes it really hard to breathe. You would think that people would think to help by now. Well, not only were the people being lied to, but when people came to save the children, the carpet factory owners told the kids that the police were coming to kill them, and so they should hide out in the fields. No one knew the true horrors, well, no one until Iqbal Masih. Iqbal Masih was a young Pakistani boy who was sold into child labor for less than $6 US. Working from 4 to 10 years old, he experienced huge cruelties. He had many scars and he was very small for his age. At 10 years old, he escaped and came to America. His dream was to be a lawyer. He finished 4 years of school in only 2 years. While in America, he spread his cause, showing the world the horrors he had gone through. Despite the past, and the owners of the factories trying to kill him, he returned to Pakistan. No one understood why, but then he said, I must finish the job. He was destined for greatness, but was murdered by a factory owner people on April 16, 1995. He created such a movement that at the age of 12, the plan to stop it had ended. Even if he died a few years ago, he impacts us all today. Many of us are working towards an end to child labor. You can impact just as many people as an activist. Just like Iqbal Masih did. Becoming an activist can be hard, but if you're working for a better tomorrow, it's worth the risk, especially things like child labor. If we can save the children and give them an education, we would be so much closer to freedom for all. Overall, activists change the world. You can too.